welcome or welcome back to my channel. To those of you that are new, I'm Queen, and in today's video, you guys, I will be sharing with you some of my solo female travel tips. As well, you guys, I will put out my disclaimer. The things that I state in my video are based off of my personal opinion and my personal experience, so everybody's opinion and experience may vary. Everyone's going to want to travel how they want to. Everyone's going to have a different standard for traveling, what they like to do. So these are just a few things that I want to just share with you guys as tips. So if you feel like this is something you like to watch, just continue to tune in and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And let's just get straight into the video. All right, so first, you guys, I want to just start off with the most important thing. Just getting comfortable and overcoming your fear of traveling by yourself. You know, like as a woman traveling on your own, you know, there's always going to be the negativity in your ear. Oh my God, it's so dangerous. It's dangerous everywhere. It's dangerous if you're with people, without people. It's just all about being smart and aware and just doing things the proper way in preparation for your trip and when you get there and just how you move. Because it could be dangerous with people or by yourself. I mean, I get it, but you don't want to not live your best life because you're waiting on other people. So life has to go on. So that's what I will say. Just, you know, just get comfortable and overcoming your fear of traveling alone. I would say if you want to go somewhere, in my opinion, regardless if someone's willing to go or not, my best advice to you is, girl, book that trip. We all know that if you book the flight, that's the biggest thing, booking the flight. Once the flight is booked, we all know we're going. I would suggest that if you are new to like solo traveling and you're really nervous, I would definitely say just try some domestic trips first to work your way up to internationally traveling alone. Because I feel like once you have like domestic, like all the way down, then you'll be more comfortable with like, you know, going somewhere else. I wouldn't say that if you have like a lot of fear or a lot of doubt in the situation, just jumping on out there, just going international instantly, I wouldn't suggest that. I mean, if you want to do that, you can do it. But I would say definitely start off by doing a few domestic trips first and then working your way to that. All right, so next, you guys, I'm going to get into like safety. I know like this was like one of the biggest things that a lot of people ask me about. So what I will definitely say is do your research. When you're planning your trips, there's no need to like really rush. I mean, look up information on the area, wherever it is that you want to go. Make sure that where you're going and you're going to be staying in particular, find like the most safest areas that you can find. Like, you know, look at Google reviews, just different reviews for the different websites of wherever you may be staying. As well, even watch like YouTube videos from other people that may have stayed in the area, stayed at certain like hotels, resorts, or whatever the case may be. For me personally, I know for me, I like to stay at 5-star, 4-star. I don't ever go below 4-star, but that's just my personal opinion because I just like that, and that's just a standard I have for myself. And I also feel like as being a solo female traveler, those things are important. Yes, things can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter how nice the place is. But I do also believe that when things are nicer, there are like less likely chances of things going south or bad things happening. I mean, they still can, but it's like at least if I go like no lower than a 4-star, I know the chances are a little bit lower. That's just from my experience, and that's just how I see it. So I like to stay 5, no lower than 4 stars when I'm looking at like hotels and resorts. But like I said in the beginning of my video, everybody's standard for traveling and everyone's opinion is different, but that's just my suggestion. And it has worked for me so far, and I hope that it just continues to work out for me. I also would recommend that when you're booking your hotel, or even like if you're doing like a resort, and you plan on going off the resort, or if you're like doing domestic travel and you're booking a hotel, what I try to do is I like to like book my hotel in an area where it's close to like all the things that I plan on doing, at least for the most part, and also close to restaurants that I plan on visiting while I'm there. And the reason why I say that is because if you're thinking about safety, not being all over the place when you're alone is just a safety precaution. Like I said, things can happen anywhere and no matter what, and we can't prevent things from happening, but we can try. So I would just say, like, in my personal experience, just try not to be all over the place in a city where you don't live, and or if you may not be familiar with or are familiar with, it may not be the safest thing just for you to be like all over the place, scattered all over, especially if you're not you know, like familiar with the city. So that's what I will say. And as well, the same thing with a resort. If you're planning to go like off the resort and you're by yourself, then I would definitely suggest that, you know, you're planning accordingly with having the things that you're going to do closer to where you're staying so that you're not going out too far. But like I said, that's just my opinion, and that's just something that I suggest. As well, I will say that when I do solo travel, I do use Uber when I'm doing domestic traveling. I haven't had any issues with it. But of course, like, I do take precautions. I also have it set up like in my Uber app where they have to like ask me for my like 4-digit code before they can even pull off. So that's just another safety measure that I take. And I would suggest any female that if you are like, even if you're not like traveling, just in general, I would say take that precaution, especially if you are traveling and you plan on doing Ubers and stuff. I would definitely do that. As far as like international traveling, I would say that for me, I pre-booked a luxury car service, and basically it was responsible for taking me to and from the resort. And if I would have scheduled any excursions, they would have took me there too. Of course, it was an additional cost for that, but I decided on this recent trip that I just did out of the country that I wasn't going to leave the resort, because the part of where I was going, it was a lot of stuff going on at the time. I was like in Mexico, and it was just a lot going on. So just for my safety and everything, just to be better safe than sorry, I decided to not even do any excursions. I had previously planned some, but I canceled them and I stayed on the resort, and I still had a really good time. And the car service that I used, I like literally like, they were like so professional, like from when they picked me up to checking me in and making sure when they picked me up, everything was like so like secure. It was like everything. So I would definitely say you can get a car service for like international traveling, and just make sure you look up your reviews and make sure that everything is everything. Like, read the reviews. And I mean, when I say read the reviews, like look at a lot of them, because that's what I did. I looked at a lot of different ones. I looked at their ratings. I also watched some YouTube videos to see other people, channels that I may watch, who they use and what was their opinion of them. And if they were also people that like travel often, because I feel like if you travel more, you just have more experience with those things. So I was like, okay, if they said that it's good, then it's good. So I tried it. And yeah, so that's how I went about that. And I would say, like, for you, everyone wants different things, or, you know, your situation may be different. So just do your research and just do it like that or whatever. I would not or whatever, honestly, and this is just my opinion. I don't feel safe like by myself, and like, especially international traveling, I wouldn't suggest like doing all the cabs and the driving by yourself, because one, you don't really know where you're going. You're not familiar. You're by yourself. And depending on what may be going on in that country at the time, it could be dangerous because you don't have any idea what's going on or where you're going, and you don't want to end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. I do know, like, international traveling, a lot of times the resorts that you stay at, they'll have like connects with different cab services, or even once you get there, if you don't have a car service that you were already using on your own, they can set you up with one, and they have like a relationship with the cab service and also with the car services too. So they can like connect you with that as well, if that was something that you didn't already have set up before. So I would take those precautions being by yourself, because it just, those things just really matter. All right. Oh, one more thing, you guys, that I forgot to tell you about. So there are also, like, when you're like at your hotel or resort and you're by yourself, I would definitely say, you know, always be aware of your surroundings, you know, like always like watch yourself, make sure that nobody's watching you. There's something weird going on. You don't want people to feel like, you know, that you're there by yourself. So do like little things, you know, like to like throw them off. Like, for example, whatever. I had a whole story when I went on my trip last month. Like, I told them that I had my cousins with me and they were just doing their thing and I'm doing my thing or whatever, but we're all here together, make up something or whatever. Or I know there's like a thing, like people say, you know, wear like a fake wedding ring. Like, you know, you just always want people to think that you have something going on and you're not just there and, you know, like, boo, like, I don't know, just watch your surroundings. That's all I'm going to say. And then another tip, you guys, is like when you're sleeping at your hotel or your resort and you're by yourself, if you don't feel comfortable, you know, and you feel like, you know, you need to take an extra safety step, so you can use a door stopper. If you put a door stopper under the door, nobody can get in. Of course, you lock it as normal, but if you have that door stopper, nobody can get in. Also, you can get the door stoppers from like Target, Walmart, Amazon, anywhere. They also have door stoppers now where you can actually put like a 9-volt battery in it. And if someone tries to open the door, not only does it stop it, but a loud alarm sound goes off. So yeah, now let's get into like picking your hotel or resort. So for me, you know, there are a lot of like websites, like travel websites that you can use to help you go through just to make the search easier for you and to find like nice things. Like I told you guys, I personally prefer 5, no lower than 4-star hotels and resorts. That's just my personal opinion. And so for me, I use Expedia. That's just what works for me. I'm not against using any other websites. I do like, you know, for excursions or something, I might look at other websites and look for things, or for activities or, you know, tourist things. I might look at other websites and book through them. But overall, I really use Expedia. And that's just a personal preference. You can also earn points with them to take off like, you know, money for like your hotel in the future, money for like your flight in the future, and just other little things. I will tell you this with Expedia, they do have options where you can book now, pay later, where you would pay at the resort or hotel, or you could pay up front. So what I will say is once you start earning points with Expedia, what will happen is, and I know this is a little off topic, I just want to give you guys this information if you don't know. I know some people probably know, but some people might not. So I want this information to go out there for those that don't know. If you want to use your points, you have to pay right there on the spot. Or whatever. And another thing about Expedia is if something changed or you decided you wanted to get another hotel or another resort up to a certain date, they'll tell you in advance what that date is and you can get a full refund. So you're not, you don't have to worry about paying any money or anything, as long as you cancel the reservation by a certain date and you can move on and pick whatever else if you decided to do the book now, pay later option. So it's just up to you. So Expedia has like a lot of options just to make travel happen at your convenience and how you may want to make things work out for you in all your travel arrangements. So I just want to put that out there for you. As well, I know I already mentioned like when I pick my hotel resort, I like to like pick something that's close to the majority of things that I'm doing, what I have planned. And also a big one is something close to the airport. Like you being by yourself, you don't need to be out here like being transported from here to there, like hour drives, 2-hour drives, especially if this is like you're just starting to do this. I don't know, for me, last month was my first international solo trip. And to be honest, I would not have felt comfortable doing like something that was like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive to get to a destination from the airport by myself with someone that I didn't know. Even if I felt like it was like a luxury concierge service or whatever, it's just for me, I just wouldn't have. And I know like everybody's different. So maybe some people are comfortable with that. But for me, I just personally wouldn't have been. And I was glad that my hotel was like 25, 30 minutes. It felt like 20 minutes away from the airport. So I would suggest that just for, you know, the beginnings. So I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's better just to have it that way. And then, you know, it'll also help you make sure that when you're like going back and forth, that you're back and forth on time and back at the airport in a timely manner for you to go, and you won't miss your flight or anything like that. So it all just works. It just works, you guys. So yeah. So the last thing, you guys, I want to talk about in this video is meeting new people. Now, I know this one right here is like, it could bring a lot of controversy because it's like, oh, you're by yourself. You don't need to be talking to strangers or whatever. And I know that a lot of people will tell you to stay to yourself. And, you know, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, my opinion is my opinion, but I'm sharing it with you guys. I encourage yourself to let me take that back. I encourage you to put yourself out there and meet new people while you're traveling solo. Now, be careful, and of course, use good judgment, not just talking to anyone, not telling people, oh yeah, oh my God, I'm here by myself. I'm here by myself. No, like, feel people out. You know, as adults, you should be able to judge and see when people are like weird or off, or if you feel like whatever, like, and you don't have to tell everybody everything in all your business, but there's nothing wrong with like meeting new people, because in my opinion, I truly feel like when you're traveling solo, then meeting new people are part of the experience. And personally for me, I love meeting new people. I just do. I feel like it's a whole experience of like the travel experience. I know like last month when I went to Mexico, I met one group of Americans. They were from Houston, and everyone else is from the UK and Canada. And I had so much fun, and it was just a great experience and everything. And you know, nobody knew I was there by myself until I left. And to be honest, because of how I acted and everything, nobody even questioned my story, or nothing was weird or off or anything like that. So, and I made like, you know, new friends, new associates. It was great. So I would encourage that. I would definitely say be safe, but I would definitely encourage it. So you guys, this video was just me just giving you guys just a few things that I thought would be helpful for you. If you guys have any other questions that I can help you with, please do not hesitate to leave it down in the comments at all. I really love interacting with you guys as well. You guys, I hope you really did enjoy this video. I have plenty more to come. And if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, guys. Bye.